Hey everybody, it's Beth. Today I'm using these 3 wooden cubes that I got from Dollar Tree. I start by painting 2 sides on each of them with plaster color chalk paint. The 2 sides I'm painting are opposite from each other. Next I'm taking this scrapbook paper that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just putting the cube onto it and marking off a space that's a little bit wider than the cube, making sure that I have enough of the paper to wrap around. And I cut 3 of those pieces. And then I'm taking Mod Podge and applying a layer of that to the unfinished part of the cube. I just did half of this one side for now. And I heated up the Mod Podge with my heating tool to dry that. Once that's dry, I flip it over and do the next side of the unfinished cube. Apply the Mod Podge and place down the paper, again heating as I go, making sure the side before is fully adhered before I move on. And then I keep doing that until I'm back to the bottom. Once I get back to the side where I had started, I just trim up the scrapbook paper so it'll overlap just a tiny bit of that beginning piece of paper. I add Mod Podge to the rest of the block and then the end of the scrapbook paper to make sure it's fully attached. I do that to all 3. I then add Mod Podge to the outside of all of the paper, dry that completely, and then use my micro sander to sand off all of the excess scrapbook paper. Next, I am taping down these 2 letters I got from Amazon. They're 1.5 inches. I used an H and a P, and then the wooden egg I got from Hobby Lobby. I paint them with sage colored chalk paint by Folkart. I then am taking the back end of a paintbrush and dipping it in the Plaster chalk paint and dotting it on the egg. I also dotted on some Barley Pink chalk paint, which is by Folkart. And then I'm taking those and placing one on each of the cubes. And I'm making sure that I'm hot gluing them down so the scrapbook paper, the part that has the overlapping paper, will be on the bottom. I then hot glue those into place. And I thought it looked a little too plain, so I decided to add some dots around the border of each of those. So I'm just taking this acrylic nail paintbrush, which has a ball on the end of it. I dip that in the sage chalk paint and just dot a border around each of those. That is it for this project. Thank you so much for watching.